How effective and how effective would this loan be is what is of a major concern to many people. The effectiveness of it, how well thought out is it? How do we go about getting the money? And all of these informations have not been given to us yet. All of these informations have not been given to us yet. How do you go about? Is it going to come through your school, or does anybody have to apply? Or it's all of this. Tinubu, okay, blackout worsens as hoodlums vandalize transmission line. Blackout worsens as hoodlums vandalize transition lines. Well, you find that one on the Punch newspaper as well. Plenty of headlines. And this one for the Muslims: Ramadan begins today. Sultan seeks prayers against insecurity, hardship. As much as prayers is good, we need to do what we need to do. Because praying and not doing what we need to do would not tackle the problem of hardship. Hardship does not go away by prayers. Not to say that we shouldn't pray, but hardship does not go away because we prayed only. When you pray, there's instruction that comes for work that should be done, and that should be done. So the question is, the government, all levels, and the leaders and those occupying public offices and in the positions of making decisions, are they making the right decisions to ensure that the prayers are answered? Well, we'll also look at what we have on the Vanguard newspaper before we take a short break and then return to take your calls. If you go to the Vanguard, hunger. If federal government fails to secure farmers, food prices will remain high. If federal government fails to secure farmers, food prices will remain high. That's from Fakan. It's a headline on the Punch newspaper. So you could go check it out and see exactly what they are trying to say. Another headline here on the Vanguard newspaper. This one says, we are taking steps to tackle food crisis, economic hardship. Governors. Which of the governors? How many of the governors? And the steps they are taking. Are they? For me, I think it goes to show that we don't learn. Guess what? After this, states would not begin to massively invest in agriculture. Everybody will move on again. I mean, we saw this happen during COVID, the lockdown. We saw how bad it exposed the fact that we have not been putting infrastructure in place and doing the right things. But guess what? After COVID, back to normal. We'll take a commercial. We'll be back.
For more talk, news and sports, stay tuned to Nigeria Info.
what we have on the nation. Before we go any further, remember to join the conversation on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Okay, at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. That is the handle on Facebook, and on X it is Nigeria Info PH. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0809 030 6416. 0809-030-6416. Okay, electricity operators blame low generation as rationing persists nationwide. That's on the Vanguard newspaper as well. Rice distribution compensates 7 Nigerians killed in Lagos stampede, or Falana tells customs. Very interesting. And let's see what we have on the Nation newspaper this morning. Meanwhile, on WhatsApp, this person here says, good morning. On the issue of land grabbing in Eche, it's quite unfortunate. Let our chiefs be sincere and look inwards to avert any further occurrence. Oton Opaya from Degema. I had said before that with the land grabbing situation, I don't think it's fair to just come out and say the state government come, not because the state government cannot, but then there are levels of leadership and authorities within that community that are even very critical to the issue of land. We all know how the traditional institution works. We know the families that own the lands, and then there's a council chairman. So have those options been explored? People cannot just invade any place. People cannot just come and know the land that they will go to go and collect. Somebody must. It's almost impossible to not think that somebody is in the picture from that place that knows where the land is and how the road to the land and how and why they should go and collect that one. Just saying. So I think the people should also now begin to critically hold and accountable their traditional leaders, the family heads, the chiefs, the compound chiefs, any they have to know. On the Nation, CBN screens banks' financial reports for infractions. Presidency slams Senate over budget padding claim. More people protest against Shaibu's impeachment plot. All of these you would find on the Nation newspaper. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. Aliko on WhatsApp says the Korea local government council CSO is talking about gangs. If there is gang formation, then it should be politically motivated. They should understand that by now. Is the Aliko. Odinaka Wike says losing of over 16,000 medical doctors, because when they say lose, they didn't mean they die. They traveled out. Jakpa. Right. To other nation is worrisome to our health system. Hence, we should address the problem immediately. Like I said, we always do not plan. If you look at the nation, the country as we are, you would realize that most of the times we don't plan until there is a major disaster. And they will dress window dress it or something of that. Yes, that's what we do. And then we move ahead. The infrastructures that we need in that space to make our to make medical tourism a thing in this country, the infrastructural requirement, it's really huge. But why is it huge? Because over the years, we've not been doing the bits by bits that we have to do. We've not been doing the bits by bits. I keep saying it. It's like a typical example is like the fire service. We do not really structure the fire service very well and do what we need to do. Take care of the workers, provide the necessary machineries, ensure that everything is working. We do not do that because fire never burn. It is when the fire starts, then everybody wants to run. In the real sense, regardless of whether there's a fire or not, we should have been prepared. That's why it's an emergency. Be prepared. Boy Scout motto. Let's go to good news in mile 3. Again, you can call us on 0817-923-0007 or 0817-923-0003. On Facebook, don't forget, I'll be coming for your comments on Facebook in a matter of a moment. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. So we're streaming live. Go there and drop those comments. We'll be taking them shortly. All right, let's go. Okay, good news for Mount 3. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother, man.
All right, straight to the point.
Yes, happy new week.
Same to you, my brother.
Yes. 16,000 doctors in Nigeria in the name of Chapa syndrome. And minister and some persons are complaining. Why are they complaining? If they pursue dog, making no chop shit. If you leave them for you, you go chop them. These doctors have been in Nigeria and more are still graduating. No employment for them. Hospitals are in shambles. You go to hospitals, you see lights. You go to treat typhoid, you come back with malaria. In our hospitals, even sometimes the wife of former president complained in the national hospital there's no paracetamol. If there could no paracetamol in the hospital, then how do you see medicine? And how do you see gloves and things for the doctors to work with? And how is their remuneration, their payment? And sometimes they used to kidnap doctors heavily. The enemy will shout and cry and cry and cry and cry. And yet, the governors are not doing anything. The presidency are not doing anything. But they will still go abroad for treatment. Look at the present president. Said he built world-class hospital in Akwa Ibom as a governor. But he had little accidents in Abuja. Boom, he flew to abroad. Why didn't you go to that world-class hospital he built in Akwa Ibom? Let those doctors treat him. I think we should stop.
All right, good news. Thank you. Point made. Israel from Ajib. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Fernando.
Good morning to you, Israel.
Andrew, let me go to the announcement of the Emohua Local Government Council Chairman through his boy who has been playing the same party with his master. People who have not known that they have failed to represent or govern Emohua. You see, Andrew, let me just bring to his notice that all this while that his boss is in the council as the local government chairman, the commission has not gotten a constituted commission that looks into the local government. So I don't know who they are referring as people that supervise the so-called metric that made them to stop hundreds of people's salary. And even as the biometric, there are people that scaled through the biometric and their salary was in pain and later they stopped. You see, Andrew, I will let them know that power does not stay in one man's hand. At least they have less than 2 months to leave the office. And people of Emohua will ask them for accountability. So this is the people that came to destroy the council, not to build. Andrew, go to Emohua Government Council.
Let's go to Abinoye now. Thank you very much. Point made. Abinoye, good morning from Abua.
Good morning, Femi Andrew.
Yep, go on.
Yes, I'm worried because insecurity in Nigeria subsists. And it looks as if there's nothing to do to forestall that trend. You see, every time it's one story or the other. Yes, 50 persons were killed in Benue State, and that is done intermittently. You see, now it is in Kaduna, over 200 students kidnapped. And this one we are saying is not even one person kidnapped, 280. You see, what is the service chiefs doing? We cannot be sitting down to be watching this kind of trend. You see, it's not an easy thing. And we are not saying that this kidnapping is a pioneer one. It has happened. And so the security of Nigeria cannot develop a model, to make sure that this thing is nipped on the bud. I think that the security must get up. It's even shameful. You see, I am looking at the trauma the parents of these students are passing through, and nobody is talking about it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Abinoye. God's time from Onelga. Good morning.
Good morning, Femi. Yeah, 16,000 doctors got back from Nigeria in 5 years. You see, I mean, most of the time I cry over some certain things that happen in Nigeria. Just imagine 60,000 left the system, whereby our politicians, rich men, embark on medical tourists abroad. Why don't we look inward and develop the medical side of it? Build infrastructures, import equipment, and make sure that these doctors' welfare are well taken good care of. Just imagine, tomorrow night you will hear that a doctor was kidnapped in UCPH, and at the end of the day, ransom will be demanded. Who doesn't want to remain safe? That's why you see every day they keep leaving the country because they are seeking for a greener pasture and they are seeking for a safe environment to work on. At least the government should do something and do it quickly. And finally, are demanding for compensation for those killed during the sales of food by custom. I think, first of all, it was not properly planned before those people were stampeded. If it was planned, there was no way anybody would have been stampeded. At least there would have been proper coordination and everything. But it's unfortunate that they didn't plan it, and they should compensate their family. You can't go out to buy food for your children or your wives, and at the end of the day, you didn't come back. It's really pathetic situation. They should compensate them.
All right, thank you very much. Christian from Bonny Island, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Andy. Yes, 15,000 doctors fleeing the shores of Nigeria in search of a greener pasture house abroad. You see, it's so unfortunate that all what we've been saying, I keep doubting if these people, they really understand and they are hearing and there is no change. I remember back in the 90s, this is how my friends, I have a lot of friends, colleagues who left this country. As these are medical doctors, and it's still happening till today. And still the government cannot find any solution to this. You go to the hospitals in zero, and they are not changing. There is no hope of any change. When you look at the situation, it's even getting worse. We begin to ask ourselves, what are we doing together? What is the essence of being together? When you tell us, they tell you, look, let's go our separate ways and find a solution to our problem individually as a people.
Oh, Christian, the problem with the lack of infrastructure and poor development. Thank you, Christian. The problem with lack of infrastructure, poor development, and the rot we've seen in various sectors of the country's economy has nothing to do with us being separated or being together. I'm pretty sure your local government there, some things that need to be done has not been done. How does being together and being separate affect that? I'm sure you are aware that there are people that collect money to vote people to power. There are people that involve in several election malpractices to get to sing the praises of some people that they know are doing wrong. You, as an individual, as a man, a woman in a community, you know that this person is not doing the right thing. You know that this person, but you sing praises. Is your political leader, is your whatever, and then everybody is clapping, you are dancing, you are following them. They are living in the mansions and driving the big cars, and you are following them, and once in a while you are getting some small things that you are getting. And then when that is happening, you you feed their ego, you hail them. In fact, to make it worse, you don't even know your responsibility as a person that voted. You don't know the powers you have, what you have to do. If they even want to recall a lawmaker, it is the same people now that would still gang up against themselves. You will now see some for and some against. So it has nothing to do with us being together or being separate, because the same problem that is in the north is in the south, is in the east, is in the west, is the same underdevelopment across the country. And the people that are your governor is not somebody from the north that is your governor in your state. It is not somebody from the north that is your local government chairman. It is somebody from your community. It is not somebody from Benue State that is in charge of your community funds coming from companies that are supposed to be used to help your community. It is not somebody from Benue. It is somebody from your state, somebody from your village, your compound in some cases. In fact, in other cases, even your family head could be the person in charge of that committee. Do you do the right thing when you get the funds? Most times we don't now. So let's not come up and try to be, let's go our separate ways. And it does not solve any problem, because that is not the cause of our problem. Until we begin to change the way we think as a people, until we begin to see the truth. There's something that was said by the administration of former Goodluck Jonathan. He said, in those days in the village, if a person steals, they call them, they'll say thief. He go thief. That is it. He said, but now, it's called corruption. So people don't even see it as what it should be. Then you have plea bargain. You bring some of the money that you stole. And, well, Uche is in a chair. Good morning.
Yeah, Andre, good morning, sir. Let me look at regards to schools. 14 states are next city risk attacks, according to federal government. Andrew, one thing is to bring information to the public. Another thing is to provide solution by matching words with action. On that note, I am appealing to federal government this morning not to only inform us about the attack 14 states and FCT are facing, but to ensure that affected states are free from those attacks. The reason why we voted representatives is to represent us in our ramifications, which security is not excluded. Then Dr. Sama Amechi, the paramount ruler of Ibeche, spoke about the land grabbing in Eche. Sir, I listened to you carefully and you spoke well. But I want to appeal to you this morning, sir. There are still some of your sons that are still in the captivity of those who arrested them last week, which revenue chairman is one of them. Please ensure they are released and ensure that land grabbing in Eche entirely, with the collaboration of other chiefs, are being stopped. This is my appeal. Good morning.
All right then, Lugard, good morning.
Yes, Andrew, greetings from Eche to you.
Yeah, greetings, Lugard. Go ahead.
Peaceful local government in Rivers State. Yeah, Eda Lugaman. Yes, I want to talk about the issue of land grabbing in Eche, and I had some of our chiefs refuting it. I want to advise the chiefs now to go beyond refuting the issue of land grabbing and put every necessary measure on ground in making sure that they stop the issue of land grabbing in Eche, because it's demarcating Eche. We are trying to sell Eche to the rest of the whole world, telling them that Eche is peaceful, and hearing on the news every day by day about land grabbing is giving us sleepless night, more especially I, Lugaman. Do you know that I was at that Chokocho road, Chokocho bush, between Igruta, and the most remote, especially the people we are having this problem is the boundary between Eche and Igruta, and the government should look into that matter and see what they will do about it. Do you know that inside that bush now you will see different kind of boys from different local governments in Eche land. I saw something when I was there. People trooped out in their numbers, came out, was asking us questions. We were trying to interview them. Where do you come from? So say they're from Andoni, some they from Ukure, different part of river, and they are cultists. So please, the local government chairman should please do something about that. On the issue of Solomon Abel Eke, for me, I don't just get it at all. These are the persons or people who was given a mandate to rule a local government chairman. What did he do? What can Solomon Abel Eke boast of in local when he was a local government chairman? And today is given appointment as a or what to the governor, and he's talking. For me, Rivers people should not take him serious. We should take the people that love the state. We should take the people that.
Thank you very much, Lugard. Well. Mufasa from NTA Road. Lugard, we have to move on because we don't have a lot of time. Your point has been made. Mufasa from NTA Road. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. 14 schools in 14 states, including the FCT, at risk of attack by bandits. Well, like you rightly said, I do not know what this information would do to the Nigerians. I mean, invariably, the federal government is telling parents not to even send their kids to school, because no school in particular was mentioned, which simply means none of the schools in these states, and including the seat of power, is safe. I am worried. that even the federal government that is supposed to tackle these issues even before it gets to this stage is putting more fear and apprehension in the minds of Nigerians. It is quite shameful. Whereas we are urging parents to send their kids to school, at the same time, we are telling them that the schools are no longer safe for kids to go to school. Quite pathetic. And a group telling the federal government and governments, generally that if you fail to protect farmers, the prices of foodstuff will continue to go up. And that is very instructive. You cannot, protect and secure farmers. Farmers are paying taxes to bandits and criminal elements. Marauding X-men are going from farm to farm, destroying farm produce, and we're expecting the cost of food produce to go down, and the government is doing nothing about it. Andrew, I really don't know where we are going to in this country, but the earlier we address this matter, the better for
all right, Mufasa, thank you very much. And quickly, Alfred from Moha, let's hear you. 1 minute.
Andrew, good morning.
Good morning.
Andrew, my local government chairman, chief press secretary, telling us this morning that Rivers State government did not reinstate the MOA local government workers with salary were stopped. And it's a lie from the pit of hell that the reason why this person's salary was stopped is because of their refusal to participate on the biometric exercise. That is a pure lie. Virtually all of them participated during the biometric exercise, but the only reason was that this person sought to challenge their downgrade as a result of their salary payment in court. That was why their salary was stopped. And it's so shameful that my local government leader or chairman does not know the meaning of conversion and promotion. That is just the genesis of their problem. That these persons were converted as when they were employed, and at the same time, after some time, they got promotion, which they.
All right, Alfred, point made. We have to take some messages now. Thank you very much. And then I think it's also noted, you should note that I'm pretty sure your council chairman knows the difference between promotion and conversion. I'm pretty sure he does. All right. So whatever the issues are, local government, Norgay would have to also speak. Would also have to hear from the workers, and would also have to hear from the council itself on its position in all of this, because this has dragged for quite a long time. Time will not allow us to go into all the details. I still have messages to take now. Awanya Wobioma Noble says, what steps are governors taking before tackling hunger in the country? What are the economic policies that they are making to cushion the effect of hunger in the country? Thank God Ability says, the camp of internally displaced persons has turned to their home because they no longer can go back home. Bandits have taken over their homes, and they even were kidnapped in the IDP camps. Remember, Lorenzo Delight, Alary Spief says, good morning. Why will 15,000 doctors not leave the country when their welfare is not encouraging? If our security agencies have the privilege, 100,000 of them would also leave. We concentrate on taking care of political class and abandoning health, security, and education sector, which are very paramount. Those messages are from Facebook. And Justice Zori says the terms and conditions of student loan scheme should be properly spelled out so that those applying will know what they are going into. A commercial and then business news at 7.
You are tuned in to Nigeria Info. We'll be right back after this.